Hey everyone, Terrence here, back with another Technical Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about our hamstrings and how you can stretch them properly. So, as we all know, when we bend over, ow, back my legs, they're tight. But here's the thing, we can stretch them in one way, we can stretch them a better way. So, a very typical way to stretch your hamstring is just to bend at the waist, bend over. Most people with tight hamstrings are going to round at the back. We want to be nice and flat, okay? So we're gonna make this a little more accessible to you and give you a couple of ways to do it better. So the first one we can do is just put your foot up onto an object. So I have a box here, you can use a countertop, kitchen table, maybe a coffee table if it's really tight hamstrings. So you're gonna take your leg, just put it up on top of the box, leg nice and straight, and you're gonna bend forward with your chest nice and tall until you feel a nice gentle pull through the back of your leg. The most typical way people will do this, especially if you're tight, is to hunch over. You're gonna feel a stretch, but look at this position, okay? That's not what we want to do. Whenever we're doing stretching or mobilize, we want to mobilize and stretch in a good position. Never ever do we want to be in this hunched over, rounded position. So when you're stretching your hamstrings, if you're going up here, sit up nice and tall. This might be enough for you. Then keep your chest up, push your bum backwards and reach your chest forward. You can now feel that nice stretch to the hamstrings there, and you can work back and forth a little bit, get a little bit deeper. As you stretch, you want to hold for a minimum of 1 minute per side. Ideally, get 2 minutes at a time and really let those muscles, let those tissues relax into the position. That's a very basic hamstring stretch. The next one we're going to do is a little more effective, it's a little more intense too. So we're going to lay on the ground, and I also have a band here if you need some help to get into the position. I'm going to lay on the ground here, all the way on my back. I'm going to take my one leg, hands behind my knee, pull to my chest as far as I can. From here, I'm going to reach across my foot, grab my foot, and stretch all the way up as far as I can. Now, some of you may not be able to do that yet, so what you can do, grab a band, put it around your foot as you're sitting nice and comfortably. Then you can lean back, and then still pull this knee all the way to your chest, and then use this band, I can't reach my foot yet, to help pull this shin nice and straight. So, I'm going to show you as I would do this. Pull that knee to your chest all the way. This is going to help pull this glute, pull that hip into the flexion that we want, and then come across the top of that foot and try and straighten it. That helps lengthen these tissues in your hamstring there. From here, I'm going to hold here for 20 to 30 seconds, and then I'm going to push up into my hand for 5 to 6 seconds. After that, I'm going to relax and do a gentle stretch for another 20 to 30 seconds. After that, I'll come down and relax for another 20 to 30 seconds. I'm going to go back into that and stretch again. 5 seconds pushing up, and then 20 to 30 seconds stretching again. So you can do both 3 to 5 sets of pull to get that stretch, 5 to 6 seconds pushing, contracting against your hand or against your band, or if you're at home, against a belt. That's a great option as well. After that 5 to 6 second push against the object, you can then relax and then stretch for 20 to 30 more seconds to let those tissues get into that position. Now, one thing to be mindful of, exact same thing we talked about with the box, is this back and hip position. It's going to be very common as you pull this knee up for this leg to want to come into here. So you notice now my hips are pointed this way. So now I'm not getting as much of a stretch as I should. I want to keep this leg flat on the ground, and as well, I want to be nice and relaxed here to keep this spine nice and neutral. I don't want to see nice and rounded here because that's defeating the purpose again. Good position, nice and tall, nice and long, and then going for the stretch. Always mobilizing in a good position. You're going to do that each leg about maybe twice a day until you can effectively get a better position bending over, maybe on the box, or until you just feel better and maybe your back pain goes away as well. Okay? Thanks, guys.